I'm a graduate of 85, and thank you very much for having me. This is such a great opportunity, and I'm so excited to be here. You know, when I was 16, which I think some of you are, my life was terrible, not so great. I was failing school. I was in public school, and I had struggles in all my relationships. I was a cheerleader. My greatest aspiration was to be an Argo cheerleader. That's the path I was going on. And my parents worked all the time. I didn't see them. My brothers were playing hockey, so I was alone a lot. I was sad a lot. And then one day, this little voice came in my head and it said, "Leslie, you gotta make a change. This is not who you are. This is not who you want to be. Make a change. Get a new path." I went, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I started calling other schools, thinking, well, maybe if I change schools. So I called other public schools in the area and realized I could go to a different public school and thought, okay, great. So I had myself set up for change. And then my girlfriend came home from her first year at Ridley, her grade 11 year where she boarded, and she raved about it. And she said, you've got to come. You want to change. You want to reinvent yourself. Come to Ridley. And I was like, oh, it's a lot of money. I don't know. And so I put it out to my parents, and they said, well, we're not around. We can't really take care of you anyway. You're in a ton of trouble. You're going down a really bad path. Perhaps this is a really great solution for everybody. And now this is June. Everyone at Ridley was already accepted. There was no possible way I was getting into Ridley. But I came for an interview, and I sat with Mrs. Lewis, and we had our interview, and I said, so can I come? And she's like, well, there's not really any space, but let me see. And I called her every other day for a month. I made the woman nuts. And finally, one day she said, you're in, you're accepted. Best day of my life. When I looked back, and I took a lot of time to figure that out, I realized that there were times in my life when I had so much power. I could make choices for myself and decisions for myself, and I could just do what I wanted and feel very secure and very set in my ways. And there were other times in my life where I just sold out of myself. I got stuck, I became very insecure, and I let other people dictate my life. So I'm here to talk to you about today personal power, because when I look back, what it all came down to was personal power. And what is personal power? Personal power is really, and this is my definition, but it's the awareness of our limits and I call them boundaries, of ourselves, so that we can preserve our dignity, our integrity, our self-esteem, and just our natural well-being. And we want to be able to take that awareness, and we also want to act on it. We want to be able to tell people what it is if we need to tell them, but we want to make decisions and choices and act on them in our life so that we can preserve that.